All right, let's start with a little bit of a review. So we've been talking about this framework and how to write equations in slope-intercept form, where we have a number with the x and a number without the x. And remember, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's behind it, because these could be reversed. So what goes with the x? The rate goes with the x. So a is either the slope, because remember we use these words interchangeably, or the rate. And the number that goes with not with the x is the y-intercept. So the space for b, what goes in that blank, is the y-intercept. So that leads us to question 2. What two numbers do we need to write an equation? We need the slope, or the rate, and we need the y-intercept. And so we found how to find the y-intercept, because remember, the rate we represent as m and the y-intercept is b. We can find the value of b if we know what a y is, the m is, and the x is. So here we have 12 equals negative 20 plus b. So we add 20 and we add 20. So here our b would be 32. Here, 1/2 of 10 is 5. So again, the negative 3 must be our y. This is our slope, and this is our x. So this is the y-intercept for a line that goes through 10, negative 3, and has a slope of 1/2. So it says we're trying to solve for b, so plus 5, so we're going to subtract 5, so b is negative 8. So our learning target for today is to write an equation in y equals mx plus b form like we did in the last lesson, except now instead of given the slope and a point, the x and y, we are just given two ordered pairs, and before we can write it we have to find the slope, so one extra step. So a little review on how to find the slope from 2 points. We've shown you many ways. We showed the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So the y change over the x change. We have shown the table where we set it up as a table, the x and the y, and find the difference between. So how are we moving in the y column compared to the x column? And then we've also used arrows. All of this gives us the same thing. So negative 5 minus 1 over 2 minus a negative 4. So negative 5 minus 1, keep, change, change. That's a negative 6. Keep, change, change. That gives us 6. So this slope is a negative 1. And again, if you like using a table, from 1 to negative 5, we are going down 6. From negative 4 to 2, we are going up 6. So negative 6 over 6 is still a negative 1. All right, second example, just reminding you how to find the slope. I'm going to draw on my arrows. So this is going to be on the top of our ratio. This is going to be on the bottom, because this is the change in y, this is the change in x. So I have 7 minus a negative 3 over negative 3 minus 2. So keep, change, change, that gets me 10. Keep, change, change, that gets me negative 3 plus a negative 2 is a negative 5. So here my slope, or the m, is negative 2. I suggest if you're watching this on your own that you watch it a few times. If this is the first time you're seeing this slide, watch it a few times, because it is like what we did in the last lesson, but an added step. So we know that we need to find the slope and the y-intercept before we can write our equation, because y equals the slope times x plus or minus the y-intercept. So we need these numbers. We don't have either one right now. So to find the slope, it's exactly like what we just practiced. So we're going to draw on our arrows. So 20 minus 10 over 8 minus 3. So 20 minus 10 is 10, 8 minus 3 is 5, so I know that my slope is 2. So I can put that right in my framework. So now I have half of my equation written. Y equals 2x, and then it's going to be plus or minus whatever b is. So let's go to a different color, and let's find our y-intercept. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. We know what our m is now. It's 2. And we're looking for our b. Now we just have to have an x and a y. Well, conveniently up here we have 2 of them, and it really doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to use this first one, x, y. So I'm going to put my 3 in for x, my 10 in for y, and I'm going to remember if there is not a symbol in between here, it means multiplication. So now I have my equation 10 equals 6 plus b. So I have to subtract 6 from both sides. So b is 4, and I can take this and put it up here to finish off my equation. And remember, because it is a positive 4, we're going to say plus 4. So the equation of the line that passes through 310 and 820 is y equals 2x plus 4. So what this tells us is it crosses the y-axis at 4, and it goes up 2 over 1 to get to the rest of the points.